Hey, what's good with it, Black Goose TV family, man? Double salute as always. Your boy Fluenceboxing is in the building. I got some Fluenceboxing news for the night. Y'all already know the only reason I'm here is because of that particular reason. Look, and we on a late night side of the game. I was just saying before I even went live, low ball, I was talking to myself. I'm not even gonna cap to y'all, man. Having a whole conversation with myself, looking in the motherfucking computer, just talking to myself, but on some real shit, man. Like I was really thinking to myself, like, yo, this is probably gonna be one of the latest Fluence boxes you ever done on a weekday. I think ever. I might be living in the moment. I probably did something later, but I'm like, it's basically 12 midnight my time right now. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, should I go live? You know what I'm saying? Should I just wait till tomorrow? Because you know what I'm saying, I ended up delaying certain things a lot later than I wanted to delay it. Um, But in my head, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be up regardless. Like I know that for a fact. Like I know I'm gonna be up. I know I'm not gonna go to sleep anytime soon because my bad about the background, the feed background. But I knew I was gonna be, up regardless. I know I was gonna be, moving and grooving around probably to like 1:30. So it was like either I do that and I do it to myself, or you know what I'm saying, I get on the YouTube and I talk to the people for a little bit for the time I am up, because at the end of the day I will be. So should I make it productive or should I not make it productive? So, I said, hey, yo, let's make it productive. It is what it is. It's Tuesday, but it's about to be Wednesday. It's going to be the middle of the week. I'm not mad at that in the slightest. We got past the hardest days, in my personal opinion, when it comes to if you a 9 to 5 nigga like me, like I'm not proud to say that. You know what I'm saying? Majority of us is 9 to 5 niggas though. You know what I'm saying? But um, if you're a 9 to 5 dude like me, you know what I'm saying? Mondays and Tuesdays is the hardest. I feel like Wednesday is like that capping point, but then when you get to Thursday and Friday, it gets easy breezy because you already know you got the couple of days off. So we almost there. We at the capping point in my personal opinion. I want to say salute to everybody, man. Before we get into everything, man, show your boys some love, man. Road to 5K. I've been saying road to 5K for the end of the year. We probably not gonna end up getting there unless we all of a sudden have a boost. I will say this too, man, to the family, man. Don't think like this is the cap when it comes to this channel. Like this ain't the cap. Like there's a lot more coming when it comes to this channel. I'm gonna be upgrading a whole lot of stuff. I'm gonna be adding a whole lot of stuff where I'm saying a lot of the content is gonna be a lot more enjoyable and watchable in the sense of presentation, etc. Like, yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, I got you on that. Like this isn't the cap, but either way, man, still 5K before the end of the year. And if we don't get there, we still gonna be pushing forward. So subscribe to the channel, show your boy some love. Notification gang, hit the comments as always, man. I want to hear what you guys got to say. Perspective means everything. And look, y'all perspective and y'all comments is the reason why, or I won't say the I won't it is a significant reason why, and it probably is the main reason why. But it's not the only reason why I'm making this particular video. Look, I was 100%, I was 110% with y'all. You know what I'm saying? When it came to Demetrius Andrade, boo boo, I would always give you the real when it comes to that. But at the same time, I'm still gonna fanboy a little bit about it because that's one of my favorite boxers. But at the end of the day, I'm still honest. I'm still real with you, and I'm still, what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I don't have no problem proving when I'm wrong or saying when I'm wrong. Now, look, I just came at y'all, Black Ghost TV family, y'all comments, how y'all responding, etc., about the Joe Joyce Joseph Parker outcome, right? Because a lot of y'all was saying that wasn't gonna go how it was supposed to go. Well, I was one of the few who said, hey, y'all be careful because, at the end of the day, this might go the way that y'all ended up seeing how it went. You know what I'm saying? So I said I told you so. What I'm saying, I pointed the finger and I said y'all should have respected me. So in this particular case, when it comes to the topic that we're going to be talking about, we're going to be mainly focusing about for the majority of this live, however long this live may be. I'm hoping it's not crazy long. You feel me? Because I want to go to bed at a decent time because I got work in the morning. It's gonna be morning and it's early. But this I do this, man. Shit, this ain't nothing new to me. But anyways, I said I told y'all so. I said, hey, y'all was wrong. Y'all want to talk about Joseph Parker's resume, his footwork, his speed, his chin, all these other factors that had nothing to do with boxing. I'm lying to you. All those had to do with boxing, but I'm just talking my shit. So I did my I told you so, like I am still doing now, rightfully so. But I can't. Well, I can be, but I'm not going to be the person where when I'm right, what I'm saying, I shove it in your face. I make sure you know I'm right. And when I'm wrong, I act like I'm not wrong. I'm not going to be that guy. When I'm wrong, I'm going to accept the L. And in this particular occasion, this particular topic, I may have to go ahead and accept the L, because if you want me to be 110% with you, I have no idea what is going on with Demetrius Andrade, boo-boo. I don't. I got no idea. Man, I love Boo-boo. Boo-boo's my guy. It's almost like I'm telling you, anybody young who's watching this, even though I know I don't have a lot of young people who watch my channel, usually around either my age or older. But if you do happen to catch this, if you're young and you're watching this, man, some of the things that you say will actually have more effect on your life than some of the things that you do. And I know that sounds wild, but you just got to live to understand that. So I think back, even though I'm not the one who said it, I think back when I was working, heavy in the boxing side of the game. I was with my coach, shout out to Coach Commander. And I remember I told him how much love I had for Boo-boo. This was before. I always used to, y'all already know, man, if y'all OGs of the channel, y'all know I always talked about the business of boxing. But this is before I really was able to differentiate the fanboyism and the business. I always would acknowledge the business, but I always acknowledge it in the sense of kind of like uplifting the particular fighter that I liked, because I was a little bit on the fanboy side of the game still, I remember my coach at the time, I was telling him about it, and he said, I love Demetrius Andrade in the ring. He's a beast, skillful, masterful, classful, but I hate him outside of it. And I said, what do you mean, man? He don't get no flack. He don't never be in no bullshit. He don't never be on no type of time he shouldn't be on. And he was like, it's not about that. I'm talking about the business side. He's made the worst business decisions for his own career. And I remember at the time, I went back and forth with him. I didn't agree with that. But now that I'm, older, able to see where he's at, obviously, currently, he was right. He was 110% right. 120, man. But it all comes down to the aspect of how you view the sport, because this isn't me making a cop-out. This isn't me trying to make an excuse, because we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on. We're going to get into the articles talking about Demetrius is not going to fight Zach Parker. We're going to get into the fact that there's no statement coming from Demetrius Andrade's camp. There's no statement coming from Demetrius Andrade of why they pulled out and why the fight's not happening. Like, there's a lot of things going on, man. It's something deep down as an Andrade fan. I'm thinking to myself, is there more to this injury than maybe we see? Or maybe I'm just making an excuse, and maybe a lot of you guys who are going against Andrade and saying he's, a duck, you don't want to fight certain fighters, maybe you guys are right. Either way, when I think about what was said from my coach at the time, Coach Commander, when he said he made bad business moves, it's all in the aspect of, are you looking to make money? Are you looking to make a legacy? Like, as I get older, you kind of like, especially if you're drawn to certain fighters and they become someone that you acknowledge, someone that you appreciate. And if you can really understand the sport, you'll start understanding and differentiating the two of making money in the sport and trying to make a legacy. Like, you really on a different path. Like, now that I get older, you really on a different path. You really on a different type of mindset. You really on a different type of just hustle, discipline, everything when you trying to really make a legacy. You really are. And so the question is, is that what Demetrius Andrade's mindset was? And he just made bad business deals? Or was he more focused on the money? Because anybody who was able to understand or see or watch, pay attention to, follow Demetrius Andrade, his career choices, in the sense of, business-wise, money-making, who he signed with. We all know he signed with with Eddie Hearn because of the bag. He got a very big bag going with Eddie Hearn. He was getting paid $1 million per fight. The other person who signed at that during time. And I feel like I love this, like reminiscing. This makes me feel back when I was in a different state and I was doing this, you feel me? And I remember I used to whisper on it. But anyways, I remember talking about the same thing where it was like, I used to applaud, like at the time, I would applaud these guys because I said, Eddie Hearn, the money you're making, nobody in the US when it comes to promoters would pay you that much. And you're getting the best of both worlds. And all those guys that I applauded at that time, they're actually hurting from it now because all of them have something in common. They can't get the big fights to make them relevant now to get the respect. They have the money, but they don't have the respect. Who am I talking about? Tevin Farmer. He has the money. He went with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, remember, if you guys don't remember, probably not remember if you don't want to acknowledge, whatever the case may be. I know a lot of you guys love Eddie Hearn right now. When I dropped that video about, Leonard Ellaby saying, different things in regards to if there was any, factual evidence of Canelo Alvarez and Triple G doing the numbers that Eddie Hearn, DAZN, etc. reported. A lot of y'all were in Eddie Hearn's side. A lot of y'all actually came at me, and I was like, y'all just read the title. But either way, I do remember the time when Eddie Hearn was trying to break into the U.S. market. This was also during the time that he was saying that pay-per-view was dead. The DAZN app was fairly new. They put him over DAZN. He signed a plethora of American boxers to try and break into the American a market. A couple of those names came from the Tevin Farmers, paid big money, a mil per fight at the time that Tevin Farmer would never get paid a mil, per fight if he was with a U.S. promotion. Demetrius Andrade was another one of those guys, getting paid big bucks. A lot of you guys probably don't remember, but Danny Jacobs was another person who came along, paid good money during that time. And I think I'm forgetting one other name, but he brought in a slew and a box of a slew of U.S. boxers to break into the U.S. market and to try and prove pay-per-view wasn't dead. Well, it didn't work out. Now, at the end of the day, Tevin Farmer, he got paid his money. But now you see he's trying to make a Mickey Bay fight happen more than twice, and it ain't went right. And supposedly he hasn't talked about it, but he's releasing a book, and there was something contractually that didn't allow Tevin Farmer to get out of there, so he got a little play. So short term, it worked. He got big money. Long term, he's like, man, you ruined my boxing career. Tevin Farmer's boxing career is ruined because of DAZN and Eddie Hearn. Niggas don't want to talk about it, but that's a fact. Okay? And when I think about the conversation that I had with my coach at the time, and when he said Demetrius Andrade made a bad business move, he made a good money move. But now I understand the difference between making money and doing good business. Because good business, you make money at the end. It's not on the front. You don't make all the money at the front. You make it at the end. You collect all the checks later. And so, unfortunately, in Demetrius Andrade's case, which I've been able to acknowledge in the last couple of years, where I've been on both sides of the stick, of the range, of the spectrum, whatever the case you may want to put it, where I've had people say, "Hey, you riding for Demetrius Andrade too hard," and then on the other side of the game, where they're saying like, "Yo, you disrespecting him." So, but if you know me, especially if you're BlakGooseTV OG family, y'all understand that I'm starting to come into realization that DAZN done fucked Demetrius Andrade and the majority of those U.S. fighters that he signed at the time. There's not one U.S. fighter that's came out alive out of that. As far as reputation, Danny Jacobs' whole career was ruined going with Eddie Hearn. Tevin Farmer, Demetrius Andrade, all three of them the same way. And I know I'm missing one other person. I don't know why he's not popping up in my head, but I'm missing one other person that signed during that time, and it ruined his career. But that has nothing to do with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is a great promoter. It's just like he tried to do something and it failed. He couldn't get into the U.S. market. He couldn't do it. It happens. Stick to what you know and stick to what you're good at. Have fun, but stick to what you know. And we're seeing that with Andrade. Like, me personally, man, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. I was really excited. Actually, me and Zen talked about it during the Joseph Parker Joe Joyce Fluence Lounge, man. We was talking about, that's one of the fights. I remember, Zen was excited for it, and he said, "You're not excited for that?" And I was like, I'm not excited because it was already should have happened, but I look forward to the fight, and to see now that it's canceled, it's almost like, man, I'm happy I wasn't excited for it because I would really be bummed out. But I'm not even tripping that's the case. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not. I just, like, me personally, when I really think about it, I just think it's interesting. So I don't know if y'all know, I'm like at the time, that we talking, etc. There may be a possibility the particular video that I dropped on, Demetrius Andrade pulling out might be showcasing right now, might be going live. I'm not 100% sure because I don't remember off the top of my head when it's going, but I got that particular article off of boxingscene.com, right? What I'm going to do is I'm definitely not going to read the same article that I already did a video on, so y'all can check that out if you would know about it. But I'm going to, the particular article I'm going to read tonight in regards to the Demetrius Andrade and Zach Parker fight is going to be coming from Boxing News 24. All right. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. And it actually is, it's a good thing because maybe I can find out some new information looking at a different source, what may be going on. The thing that disturbed me the most when it comes to the Demetrius Andrade, Zach Parker situation, and I shouldn't even call it a situation because it's not even happening, but why don't we have a report from Andrade? Why don't we have a statement from Andrade? Why don't we have a statement from Andrade's team? We have a statement from Zach Parker. We have a statement from Zach Parker, but we don't have anything from Andrade's team. What is going on? This is coming from an Andrade super fan, guys. Makes me worried. Doesn't make me happy. I don't see Andrade getting the Canelo fight. Is Andrade going to retire? Was Andrade the whole entire reason why he keep fighting because he wants the Canelo fight? Is nothing else appealing to him? I don't know what's going on with him, man. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull up the BoxingScene.com article because I could talk this Boxing Scene, excuse me, BoxingNews24.com article because I can talk this shit all night. But I'm not gonna go too overly the top just yet. I will at some point. I promise you that. But something inside of me, man, and I'm just hoping there's a possibility. Oh, y'all bear with me. Hold on. For some reason, there was a pop-up on the article, and it wasn't allowing me to exit out of it. So it was in the way. So I'm gonna get into that particular Demetrius Andrade article in regards to the Zach Parker fight. What I do want to say though, real quick, what I do want to say before I get extra is if y'all up in here, man, what is your opinion on the whole entire situation? How do you feel? Because I know for the most part, majority of you guys probably are going to be like, oh, I know Boo Boo's ducking. I know Boo Boo doesn't want the fight. I know this is the case. But I really want to ask y'all, because I know y'all in here, I know y'all paying attention. I really want to ask y'all, how do you feel about this whole entire situation? Do you think Andrade is dealing with his, something serious? Is he still dealing with the shoulder injury? He's still not all the way recovered? Because when I look at Artur Beterbiev, right? Artur Beterbiev versus Anthony Yarde was supposed to happen this year. It got postponed due to an injury. I reported the facts, and I had someone come at me crazy in the comments saying it's been overhyped by the American media. But no one's going to come at Beterbiev the way that they're going to come at, who we're talking about, particularly in this particular fight, Boo Boo. It's going to be a lot more unbiased or a lot more biased depending on who you're talking to, rather than being in the middle and just seeing it for what it is. If there's one thing that, and what I'm doing right now, I'm kind of scouting out the article because I want to make sure like whatever's in the article, I'm not like rereading anything. I already dropped another video. What I am seeing is like it is very similar. I'm like, it doesn't seem like it's any new information, but another thing we have to keep in mind when it comes to this particular fight is the purse bid was for 350, I believe. Yeah, oh no, 300, yeah, 305. So that's kind of crazy to me, man. I'm like, it went from 1.8 mil to 3.5. Excuse me, 305,000. Do you think he bowed out because he wasn't getting paid enough? There has to be more to this because you guys got to remember, Eddie Hearn was not involved with this particular fight because Eddie Hearn said, yo, I can't get you the fight that you want, so I'm going to go ahead and just let you do you. So he's a free agent. So is this a way of trying to say, yo, this is what you worth, Andrade, or is this more of a way of saying, yo, Zach Parker ain't really the dudes you need to be in there fighting, man? You need to go and, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not Tyler, all right, think about this. If you're not tied with Eddie Hearn no more, I want to make sure where my shit in from. But I'm like, if you're not tied with Eddie Hearn no more, why are you still taking particular fights that have to do with you being in an area that you just ain't familiar with? And what I mean by that is still fighting in the UK, still fighting overseas. Why don't you go fight in your hometown? Why don't you try to get a spot in Brooklyn? You feel me? Try to get a fight in the Barclays. I know that's long fetch, but that doesn't mean you have to be main event. Maybe you got to be co-main event, whatever the case may be. But I'm like, maybe the idea behind his management now was like, yo, I'm not with Eddie Hearn no more. I'm not with DAZN no more. I'm not with Matchroom no more. I don't have to take these fights. I don't have to fight a Zach Parker. I can fight a U.S. boxer again. Like I can put myself in a position where I'm fighting in the U.S. and I'm also fighting a U.S. boxer. Maybe that's the idea. You know, but yeah, it definitely sounds like I'm making excuses. That's a fact. Would I make excuses for anybody else? I don't know. That's definitely a question to be asked. I just spilled, my bad, y'all. I'm chilling. I told y'all, man, it's late. It's late over on my time, man. I'm only 22 minutes in, but at my time it's 12. It's 12 midnight. I got to work tomorrow, but I'm chilling. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a good type of time, good type of vibe. I don't know how long I'm gonna go tonight. It's 12. If I went another hour, that'd be an hour 22. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna go probably till about like 12:45, 12:50, maybe till about 1 in the morning for the most part. But either way, anyways, okay. Back to the topic at hand. Why does Demetrius Andrade get so much disrespect? Is it true? Is he really just all talk? Because a lot of people are going to tie the entire career of Demetrius Andrade, and maybe I don't want to say a lot of people, but I think a good amount of people, when they look at Demetrius Andrade, they're going to look at him for two fights, right? They're going to look at him from ducking the Jamal Charlo fight way back when, and then they're going to look at him for ducking the Zach Parker fight and the Hannibal fight. Or Janabek, you know what I'm saying? I know Hannibal's not right. It's Janabek, so sorry. So that's what they're particularly going to tie him to, because there's no particular win. There's no particular win that he's had that you can say that regardless of, you know, whatever you try to make or whatever the case or the story you try to create, paint, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know, rhetoric you want to use, he still beat this person. We don't have that for Andrade, unfortunately. Right? That's just not what it is. And I wish that was the case, because it's like I see Andrade in the same, you know, frame as Joe Joyce. You know what I'm saying? I raved about Joe Joyce for a very long time. People thought I was crazy, slow, methodical, doesn't know what he's doing. And now everybody's on that train. It just all depends on what fighter fights what, you know what I'm saying? As long as you put the fighter in the ring with the fighter that somebody else knows, somebody else appreciates, they're going to appreciate whatever happens in that ring. A lot of times people want to call themselves an expert of boxing. They know everything about boxing, but no, you're an expert of the boxer that you like, but you don't appreciate boxing. You appreciate a boxer. So I'm like, in my personal opinion, regardless of whatever may be happening between Demetrius, whatever may be happening with Demetrius Andrade right now, because I don't understand why he pulled out. He hasn't made a statement. His team hasn't made a statement. So I don't want to speak on whatever the case may be when it comes to that particular fight, other than what's presented, in front of us. But if I were to speculate, I think Andrade is just looking at it for it's like, yo, I'm not fighting for Eddie Hearn no more. I'm a free agent. Why do I gotta fight Zach Parker overseas in the UK? Like, I'm a free agent. Like, let me fight somebody in the US. Let me find a super middleweight that I can fight in the US. Even though, it was for an interim WBO, championship belt, super middleweight, you would have been the mandatory for Canelo at the WBO belt. But at the same time, Canelo's in a position right now where I doubt he would have, even took in that fight. Andrade has been in a position, before where he can get a good fight, and they didn't pick him for it. So I get it. Like, he's playing the game. Cause I'm like, it's crazy to go from someone bidding 1.8 million on a Zach Parker versus Andrade fight in May to for this fight to happen in November. Frank Warren he bidded like 300,000. That's crazy, man. I like, nah. If I was Demetrius Andrade, I'd have been on the same type of time. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He's like, man, you ain't finna price me out like that. You ain't gonna finna just hit my stock like that. Like them doing that, with a lot of people don't understand, and y'all probably won't listen to this, and y'all probably want to care, but they're basically trying to say Andrade is on the same level as Zach Parker, not skill level, but just, popularity wise, people paid attention. A lot of people probably would say that's the case, but if I'm Andrade, I'm 33 years old, I'm undefeated, I don't care, man. You ain't finna play with my name like that, because you know what I'm saying, nobody would be saying the same thing when it comes to like Jamal Charlo. You feel me? David Benavidez ain't fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Plant ain't fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got the Canelo win. Canelo lost. He lost. So, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me the type of slander. It's crazy to me the type of disrespect Demetrius gets, and I don't understand why. I'm just trying to figure out what any other middleweight, he hasn't moved up to super middleweight yet. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, show your boy some love. But I don't know any other middleweight that has done more than him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, talk to me. Other than the GOATs, Triple G, Canelo, okay. But y'all talking this shit about Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. Like, we talking about middleweights and super middleweights. Like, y'all gotta get y'all shit together. Like, what is the criticism on Boo Boo? Like, I don't understand it. You saying he ain't never fought no one, he's ducking people. Who has anyone else in the division fought anybody? You feel me? No one's fought nobody. Like, that shit. Like, people be weird to me when they be talking about niggas fighting certain people in boxing. Like, nigga, this ain't how it work in boxing. You can't argue resumes in boxing. That's crazy. How many of your favorite fighters got crazy resumes and still active? A lot of people don't want to talk about this. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge this. One of the craziest resumes right now on a boxer that's still active is a dude who's taking L's. Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua has one of the craziest resumes as far as a heavyweight boxer, but is taking L's. So I'm like, this resume shit is crazy because but I'm a little all over the place. I won't lie to you. I don't care, man. I'm having a good time. The disrespect, that y'all be throwing toward Demetrius Andrade is crazy. But at the same time, you have to wonder why and what is happening. Even though I presented the possibility of Andrade is looking at this and saying, well, I'm not with, the Zone. I'm not with Matchroom anymore. I'm not with Eddie Hearn. The Zach Parker fight was lucrative in May before Canelo did. And remember this is how much Canelo drives the market, y'all. Y'all think this fight was worth 1.8 mil in May? Because that's what Andrade and Zach Parker was worth? No, nigga. There was still the speculation of, okay, if you win this internship at the WBO belt at super middleweight, you're going to be the mandatory for Canelo. Everyone assumed Canelo was going to beat Bivol and beat Triple G and be God. And everyone was still going to be running for that. When Bivol fucked all that up, he also fucked up the stock of these other fighters. Just like a Benavidez Jr., a Charlo, Triple G. All these dudes, man. Caleb Plant. It's like, oh, man, dude, you lost to just took an L to Bivol. Regardless how you want to look at it, the casuals, that's how they seen it. So you talking about a fight between Andrade and Zach Parker that went from a $1.82 million bid. Frank Warren won it recently for $300K. That's crazy. That's how much the Canelo loss fucked up the stock market, nigga. In boxing. In boxing. Look. Whether or not a lot of people are going to have a lot of things to say, I don't really care. Whether or not people want to talk about whether or not Andrade is really that good, whether or not he can hang with the top tier, whether or not he's overrated, whether or not he's boo-boo, whether or not he can really do what he can do, I don't care. Because what you see is what you know, and what you know is what you see. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to put together the shit that makes sense to you. So what am I saying? I know boo-boo is elite. I know boo-boo is the top of the top. I know at 160 or 168, he's going to be a problem. I don't care who's going to be in front of him. He's going to do his goddamn thing. But what I'm not going to act like is oblivious to the factor that business drives this sport because it's entertainment and it's money being brought in and money being spent. So, no, Demetrius Andrade did not make the best business decisions. What is the reason and why Andrade won't fight Zach Parker? I don't know. As of now, it's too early. All of the reports is only showing that the fight's not happening. All of the reports is just showing that Zach Parker made a statement saying he's never talked bad about anybody, but in this particular situation, he has some words for Demetrius Andrade because it doesn't make sense. I don't blame him, man. Zach Parker's young, 28 going on 29, was about to dominate the world. He's in the prime of his life. He doesn't have time to waste. He's not 25. He's not 24. No, he's in the prime of his life. He doesn't have time to waste. So he was very respectful about the situation. But my entire question when it comes to everything that's going on, the situation that's going on is, why have I not heard anything from Andrade? Why have I not heard anything from Andrade's camp? The first time it was a shoulder injury. Can we talk about this too? Why are people so quick to speculate, talk shit about, and have some choice words for Demetrius Andrade? But Jamal Charlo, he had an injury against, and he couldn't fight Selecki. Ain't nobody even tripping about him not fighting for the rest of the year. No one. No one's talking about it. No one got any words for it. That's neither here nor there. I don't want to make that a big deal. I just think that's very interesting. But at the end of the day, is this strategic? Yeah, it could be. It could be something that he planned. Maybe he knew from day one, like, after the first pull out and then seeing Canelo take the L, that means I'm probably not going to get the Canelo fight. Kind of maybe being brought down to reality for Demetrius Andrade to an extent. I'm a free agent now. Maybe I just need to, chill back and sign with the best opportunity. Maybe he's looking at everything and he's like, I need to take a step back. I need to just calm down because I'm like, the Canelo fight is completely out of the picture. So it's like, you got to look at the fact that you're going to have to fight Jamal Charlo. You're going to have to fight David Benavidez Jr. You're going to have to fight Caleb Plant. You're going to have to fight these guys. So it's like, now you just want to put yourself in the best, situation and a position, when it does come to the promotional company that you sign with next, where you can get these fights, but it's not like in a case where it's not in your favor. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the last thing you want. Like going into your latter years, going into the end of your prime, you don't want to be in a bad situation. Like you see what's going on with Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? Remember, I told you, I was like, man, you all have a verbal agreement on that. You have a verbal agreement on that, but you definitely don't have an actual signed contract. So if you don't have a signed contract, man, you can't be talking about nothing. And there's people saying that's being held up on Earl Spence. Whatever the case may be, it's looking like the same situation that we seen with Tyson Fury and AJ. I think it's a little bit different because we're talking about a lot more time being put in for the Tyson Fury versus AJ situation. That's my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? But y'all can see, if you don't got the name, if you don't got the signature on the dotted line, then all of this is speculation. I'm hurt. And I know a lot of y'all is mad at me right now because y'all probably think I'm capping for the Andrade side of the game. I seen what the case may be. Hit the like button. Show your boy some love, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. You feel me? If you're not subscribed to the channel, you already know what it is. But I know a lot of y'all are happy to see this be the case. I know a lot of y'all are like, man, I'm so happy that my guy Demetrius Andrade ain't doing what he said he was going to do. I've been told you he was a duck. I've been told you he wasn't supposed to be part of the game. I've been told you he should have never been in the same conversation, in the same sentence, as Canelo or as Jamal or as David, etc. Like, man, why are you talking about Demetrius? Man, if you want to be 100, there's got to be more to the story. And right now, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Right now, y'all winning. Y'all up definitely like 24-19 in the first quarter. Like the fact that Andrade's team just pulled out of this fight with Zach Parker and didn't make a statement is kind of crazy. Just a little bit. Like, give us a statement. In my head, I'm speculating. What I'm thinking to myself is like, okay, like I said earlier, y'all don't see the benefit in fighting against somebody overseas, Zach Parker. That's not going to do nothing for you in the U.S. You a free agent now, so maybe look to sign with a free agent promotional company, or maybe look to fight somebody that you can fight in the U.S. because that's what you got to focus on. Okay, bet. But that's speculation. I don't know if that's the case. So, me personally, the way I'm seeing this situation, I am hoping at the very least Andrade or someone from Andrade's team, they say something. Yo, this is the reason why we pulled out of the fight. We thought X, Y, and Z. And so we decided, to move forward with this particular plan. And that was the case. And I'll be like, all right, bet. But, right now, to be in a situation as an Andrade fan and, I'm saying, not to see anybody from his team saying anything, they just, pull out of the fight. They say we good, especially since it seemed like they was good before. On the outside looking in, it looks like the fact they probably saw that crazy ass number when it came to that purse bid. You know what I'm saying? 300K is crazy. You feel me? Just for a fight that was supposed to go for $2 million, that's crazy. So I'm like, if I were to speculate, and my guess would be, that's the reason why. Because that's the craziest differential ever. You feel me? Well, probably not ever. It's probably something crazier than that. But still, man, that's wild. So hit the like button, y'all. If you ain't hit the like button, man, come on. All right. So I'm not gonna be long with it with that, even though I probably was, man. We 40 minutes in, I was talking about the Demetrius Andrade joint the whole entire time. So I definitely was crazy long with it with that, but it's all good. I'm not tripping too much on it. I'm passionate on it. That's my favorite fighter, or one of my favorite fighters. I just said at the end of the day, so I'm gonna defend him Like, I already know people gonna come at me crazy in the comments. People been going at me crazy in the comments because I ain't really been respecting my guy, Boo Boo. I know it seemed like he pulled out. He definitely did pull out. So it's not like it's a scene. You right. He pulled out of the fight. But I don't know the reason why he did it. So I got to figure out why he did it. Know the reason why. All I could do is speculate, hope for the best, and hope that's not the case. And you know what I'm saying? Keep moving and grooving. But y'all can keep dropping your shit. Feeling the way you want to feel. I ain't mad at it, not even in the sense of, the slightest. You feel me? Like, it's good times. You know what I'm saying? That's what life about. You feel me? Feel a certain way, express it how you feel. You feel? All right, look. So all right, you already see the the title below. You feel me? Demetrius Andrade pull out, Parker fight is Andrade the duck. We discussed that. We went crazy with it 40 minutes in. Like I said, we on the late side of the game on mine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get this done before 1, especially when I start getting sleepy. But I'm not sleepy right now. I'm still feeling good. So what we're going to do, we're going to get to the second part of the Fluenceboxing. You feel me? Caleb Plant workout. We had an open workout for him. You already know he's going to be on the co-main event when it comes to Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius. He's going to be fighting Anthony Durrell. So let's, check out what he looks like on the scene. Getting ready. He's saying he wants Canelo in 2024. I never heard a nigga call out another nigga, man, and say I want to fight you 2 years from now. That's crazy. That's mad. I don't even know, nigga. That's what like you gonna call a nigga out 2 years later?
Hey. Make sure you're using your feet when you're walking around. You got me?
Yeah, you're watching the Caleb Plant.
You hear behind your knee, Caleb. Hear behind your knee, say this thing.
The world takes on a fellow former champion, Anthony Durrell, the co-main event on Saturday, October 15th, Fox Sports BBC pay-per-view. Caleb Plant, Anthony Durrell in a super middleweight title eliminator matchup. Caleb Plant, his new league trainer, Stephen Fredman Edwards, also his father, Richie Plant, Larry Wade, and his entire team focused on the task at hand on this grudge match.
When you get off, take small steps around. Pop, 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 pop. Nice and smooth.
His workout here.
Small steps around. Nice and easy. Shot like that. Get behind your knee. Get on this side of it so I can get behind you. Don't get in the way of that. On this side. Let me see the light one quick. I understand. Good. That's it. Just faint. Don't punch till you see it. Don't punch till you see it. Beautiful. Don't punch till you see it. Be quicker. Be quicker. That's my guy. As soon as you see it, don't punch. Just faint till you see it.
He's gonna knock out Darrell.
That's it. Faint till you see it. Faint him up and down. Faint him up and down. There you go. Quick. That's it. Quick when you see it. Quick when you see it. Faint till you see it. Be patient with it. Be patient with it. That's it. Beautiful. Patient with it. Beautiful. Stay in the punching position. Beautiful. Keep fainting him. Keep fainting him. Keep fainting him. That's my guy. Be patient with it. Keep looking for it. Keep looking for it. Be patient with it. That's it. That's
Hit that like
beautiful.
button,
Right
y'all.
there.
Show some love, man.
Be patient with him. Patient with him. Nice.
Look great, man. He gonna. Darrell don't got a chance against Caleb Plant, man. I think Caleb Plant's gonna work him, man. He ain't gonna be close, man.
Get in that stance.
Let's watch a little bit more of this. We're gonna watch a little bit more of this, and I'm just gonna talk my shit. We're gonna end up live.
That's it. Right on the money. Patient with him. Good. Like that. Like that from the high guard. I like that. You ready? Stay ready. Good. Good. Way to step into it that time. Nice.
He looks great. I ain't gonna lie. He looks in great shape. He looks fast. He looks on point.
Nice shot. Let me change it up.
Darrell's not even on his level. Darrell is a very high level fighter, but Caleb
looking
Plant's
for it.
level
Keep looking for
right now.
it.
Darrell's
Don't overshoot. Don't overshoot. That's beautiful right there. Good. Good job.
So Caleb Plant, man, he looks in amazing shape. But, I feel very similar to, when I was watching the Deontay Wilder footage. I'm like, Deontay Wilder looks in amazing shape. So I'm very interested to see how this particular, card period goes. You already know it's going to be fire. You know what I'm saying? I think it's October, 15th? Something like that. I can't wait. But it's in October. I think October 12th, October 15th, something on that side of the game. But I can't wait for that particular card, man. It's going to be a good time. Caleb Plant looks like he's in amazing shape. Before I end this out, man, I just want to make my last statement, man. Y'all got to stop disrespecting Demetrius Boo Andrade. There's a reason behind everything. There's a reason why this is happening. I personally believe he's a free agent. That's a fact. But I personally believe he's like, man, why I got to take the Zach Parker fight? I was going to only take the Zach Parker fight because I wanted the Canelo fight. Now that, there's no way I can get the Canelo fight, I got to rethink my choice, my career choice. So I think he's just trying to see where he can get the most money. That's my personal opinion. But I understand, what I'm saying? I could be biased when it comes to this particular opinion, biased when it comes to this particular person. It only makes sense. That's where it is. I'm honest. I'm with the truth. I ain't got no time to hide, be afraid. It is what it is. I'll let y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think about everything. I want to appreciate everybody, man. If y'all come up in here, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, show some love, notification gang, roll to 5K. Arnold Schwarzenegger side of the game. I'll be back with more boxing, number love. Stay blessed, not stressed. Double salute. You feel me? What's the other people, man? I'm out of here, man. I got to enjoy my night, man. I'm gonna be mad as hell when I wake up in the morning, but it was a good time tonight. Appreciate y'all. You already know what it is. I'm out. Fluenceboxing.